Welcome back, everybody. This week, we're going to be taking a look at the Tomo System Folio Notebook in A5 with bank paper from Musubi. Now, the Tomo System does come in two different paper styles. You've got the Tomoe River paper notebooks, and then you've got these bank paper notebooks. With the bank paper notebooks, these are 88 GSM either blank or cross-grid Mitsubishi bank paper notebooks. And even though these do cost 60 Singapore dollars, which can be about $40 to $45 depending on how the exchange rates are going, you are getting an amazing 224 pages of paper in each of these notebooks, so the value is definitely there. Now, the Tomo System is going to be a combination of swappable hand-bound covers that you can take these inner notebooks and place them in. As it stands right now, you can get the inner part of the Tomo System, like I'm writing in right now, and in late 2020, you will be able to get these hand-bound covers, which, trust me, if you saw the pen case that I was working with a few moments ago, the hand-bound covers have the exact same quality and care put into each and every one of them. And that ethos actually carries over into the socially conscious work that Daryl, the creator of Musubi, puts into every aspect of his local community in Singapore and communities around the world. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the finer points of the Folio Notebook in the Tomo System from Musubi. Now, the Folio Notebook can either be used as a standalone notebook as you see here, or eventually covered with a hand-bound notebook cover in like one of the prints that you see here on my Musubi pen case. And I've got to say, once they start doing those notebook covers, that's really going to push the value over the top, but even as is, it's a beefy notebook. Let's take a look at a comparison of this and my Endless Works notebook that I normally use. So the Endless Works notebook is about 2 millimeters thinner, but the Musubi definitely uses that extra 2 millimeters to pack a lot more paper into the notebook. And part of that comes from the thickness of the covers not being as thick as the Endless Works and not having the pocket in the back page. But let's be honest here, when you're getting 224 pages of bank paper, an extra 2 millimeters of thickness is definitely a worthy trade-off. And another area where you're definitely going to feel the chunkiness of the notebook is in the weight itself. The Musubi weighs in at just over 340 grams, whereas the Endless Works notebook is topping out at just over 270 grams. Now, it's only a 70-gram difference, but you can feel that when you pick up these two notebooks. But let's be honest here, what we're really here for is the bank paper. And let's take a look at how quite a few different inks hold up on this paper. So we've used a Newton Pen Co. with Pelikan 4001 Black, an Atelier Lusso with KWZ Walkover Vistula, a Carolina Pen Co. with KWZ Green No. 3, the Pilot Tropical Turquoise with Waterman Inspired Blue, a Sailor Pro Gear with Pelikan 4001 Violet, a Pelikan M600 with Visconti Turquoise, the Pelikan Stone Garden with Diatramentis Atlantic Blue, and the Karis Pen Co. Decograph with Lamy Crystal Amazonite. And kind of like a fine wine or as a little bit of humor, I did go ahead and pair a Mitsubishi pencil with Mitsubishi paper and a random Sharpie. Now, another thing I want to look at here is the show-through that we get with these inks. I'm going to use show-through from now on because bleed-through kind of implies that the ink ends up on the next page. And even though we do see quite a bit of show-through, and the Sharpie does show through quite a bit more, none of that actually bled onto the next page. So, really good performance here from this bank paper, and the writing experience from each pen was actually very pleasant. Now, to showcase the shading, shimmer, and sheen that we can get on bank paper, I chose Geherbon Emerald of Chivor, mainly because of the shimmer particles, and to see what kind of shading profile you can get. And if you look right above Geherbon, you can see just a little bit of sheen. It really shows all the properties of this ink, and I really like what it does there. Moving on to Waterman Tender Purple, you can see where this goes from a nice light violet to a dark piercing purple that just goes straight into a goldish green on the sheen. And that is one of the properties of this ink that, honestly, I really wish we could get to come through more on Tomoe River paper. And let's be honest, no test of sheen would be complete without a Robert Oster ink filling out the lineup. For that, we've got Blue Water Ice. And once again, the bank paper is not disappointing. We're getting the full range of the ink from the nice light blue all the way to the ocean blue with a nice vibrant red sheen. If you like to see all the properties of your ink, and you actually like a little bit of feedback on the nib, then yeah, bank paper is actually kind of the way to go. Now, the last difference I wanted to kind of showcase here is the difference between the Tomoe River paper that Endless Works uses and the bank paper that you're going to get in the Folio Notebook from Musubi. On the left, we've got the Tomoe River paper, and on the right, we've got the bank paper. On the left, you're getting heavy saturation, you're really just getting the mid and the darker tones, whereas on the right, you're getting the full range of the ink from the lighter tones to those darker tones. You're not really skimping when it comes to the full saturation, but you're getting more of the color gamut, and that's actually one of the things I like about the bank paper. Now, I guess that really comes down to the final thoughts. Is this notebook going to make me switch over from Tomoe River paper to bank paper for all my writing? Not really. I really do like doing a lot of my letter writing with Tomoe River paper. I find it to be a lot more pleasant when I'm doing that, because I'm normally writing on a hard surface directly beneath the sheet of paper. Now, in a notebook situation, I do find this notebook more pleasant than the writing experience I get in the Endless Works notebooks. Now, I'm not saying that because this notebook was provided to me, because it wasn't. I paid full price, including shipping, to get this notebook to the States from Singapore. I actually like the writing experience, and the feedback that you get on your nib is good without being overbearing. The weight of the notebook is nice, the size of the notebook is nice, the value you get because of the sheer amount of paper that you're getting, and the quality of sourced materials that go into it make it a really good value. So in notebook form, it's the perfect paper for me, but when it comes to all-around writing, I have to give the letter writing to the Tomoe River paper, and to be quite honest, I like doing the reviews on the Tomoe River paper because I feel it gives you a better look at how the inks are going to perform. So what I may end up doing once I fill up my last two Endless Works notebooks is probably pick up the Folio Notebook, but with the Tomoe River paper instead of the bank paper. I'll probably use this one for journaling, and then use the Tomoe River paper for reviews. But that's going to do it for this video. If you want to support the channel, head on over to Patreon. There you can support this and the other projects I do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the links below to follow on social. I'll see you next week.